incoming volume, outgoing volume, average speed. And these things are useful when we analyze the network. Okay? So we have two outputs. So the last step will be called arc snapshot. In the arc snapshot, similarly, we want to supplement the snapshot file we just created, and the nodes, links, vehicle types. And the output will be a lot of shape files. Here we define the select time period will be between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and the time increment will be 1 second. So we get a lot of snapshots, and the interval will be 1 second. And if I run it, I will be able to see 2003 records created. And if I go to the output folder, I will see a lot of files. And each file is a point layer, a point shapefile, corresponding to a snapshot of the vehicles. Okay. Here I want to spend a little time explaining one thing I think you should know if you use transcripts. So this is a control file. I say it's a good file. This is not a file. I say it's bad file. But do you visually see any difference between them? You won't. Let me just show you what it is. Using Notepad++, if you go to View and Show Symbol, then you go to Show All Characters, you will be able to see that at the end of each line, there is a character, hidden character called, it's invisible in commonly. I mean, it's called CR, which means carriage return. But in the good file, there are two hidden characters, CR, LF. CR means carriage return. So when we use typewriters many years ago, what do you do to go to the next line? For example, from this line to that line, you first have to move your carriage back to the leftmost place. This is called carriage return. Then you start a new line, go to the next, vertically go to the next row. It's called line feed, LF. So in Windows, each line is, the separator of lines is a pair of invisible characters, CR, LF, carriage return, and line feed. But in some other systems, for example, in Unix, they are only using LF, line feed. In Mac system, they only use CR, which means carriage return. So that's something you won't see if you are using Notepad++, not using a good text editor. And that's why if you use Windows Notepad to open it, you are going to see it as one line because these line separators are not used in Windows. So sometimes if you use the bad control file, this file, you won't be able to use transcripts to load it. Then you have to go to Edit, EOL, end of line conversion to Windows format. Okay? Edit, EOL conversion to any format. For example, Unix format. But in Windows, go to Windows format. So that's one trick I want to introduce. So as I mentioned, we just have created all the shape files. The next step is to visualize them. In this step, before we visualize them, let's just use the number zero tool called ArcNet. ArcNet is a tool to visualize the network. So the input of ArcNet are the node table, link table, and all these tables generated. And if we run ArcNet, we'll be able to generate a lot of shapefiles in the output folder. So let me load them and then try to visualize. go to ArcNet, output, we can select all these layers. So let me show you one by one each of them, what each of them is. This layer is link. It's link. So, oh, it's too thick. See, these are links, bidirectional links, and each link has two links. We can clearly see that. And these are nodes. Nodes. And we have parking lots. We have activity locations and process links to connect them. For example, here we have activity locations and parking lots, and they are connected. They are connected by process links. See that? Here is link connectivity, which is very difficult to understand. No, you can understand it, but you can understand the concept, but it's very difficult to understand the instances. So these connectivities are similar to the connectors in link connector mode. Link connector things. And here are some pocket links. Pocket link. So here we have a left-hand pocket lane. Here we have another left-hand pocket lane. Okay, so this is our network, and I want to show the snapshots. So I first create a new layer group layer. New group layer.
You have to load it and make them grouped.
Yeah, I think I can do it here. Okay, let me just add data. So I add data from the output of Arc snapshot. For example, to save time, I just add these shapes. And I can right click and group them. Okay, they are already grouped. Then I use animation toolbar to create group animation. What's the problem?
It's not showing. It's showing already showing.
No, it's not grouped. So here you see a lot of snapshots overlap, and they are indicating the location of vehicles. So you can see how the vehicles are moving, but let me try to remove them. So let me add them. If I group them, I don't know why. So if you copy it somewhere else, and I think using the group function, you will be able to create animation.
This is the source tab. It should be like in display tab.
Display? Great. I created another groups. Thank you. Thank you for finding this. So animation, create group animation for this layer. And I add the background links. Then if we go to this control, we will be able to see how the vehicle is moving, from time to time. Okay, this is for only one vehicle. The reason for that is our demand is very, very small. So at this time period, within this minute, within this half a minute, there is only one vehicle on the network. Okay, good. So I have shown you how to use transients. And here I listed everything. And homework 6 will be following my step to just simulate an unsignalized intersection. Or you may want to just extract any part of the network and just create some zones and see how it's working. Okay. You just follow my steps. And here, I want to mention another thing. I will upload a folder. In this folder, all the files I demonstrated will be included. And there is another folder called Erie, which has the shapefile of Erie County. So you can create your subnetwork. You can select part of them to use in transims. And here is a doc folder, which has some training slides of transims. They are very useful. And a book called Transims Fundamental. And here are some other files. And this transims QR is like a manual, but it has some problems. So on the left are the tool names, and on the right are the references. But if you go down, for example, if you click router, you will not be able to see router. You will see relocate because they are not correctly matched. So you just click the next one, so you see the reference. And here's a file called the version 4 software. And this file, you will be able to see all the files, all the tools, and you can check out what they are used for. So let me just, I don't want to do a lot of demonstration now. So let me just tell you, if fortunately, I can select this link. I can change that to link connector. And then I will be able to create a zone polygon to cover this zone connector. Then each polygon will indicate one zone. And if I go to edit, demand editor, then I can supplement the OD matrix, create the OD matrix. Then I just click this button to run it. Okay, so it's simple. So and you don't need to use it for this homework. You just need to use transit. So that's end of the day. Thank you very much.